All right. Let's see. All right. I think we're live. We are live. Okay. Wait a couple minutes for some people to come on. Hey, Winnie. How are you tonight? Good to see you. Um, I'm just giving it a couple minutes for everybody to come on and stuff. I know it's a late. Karen Pickles. Hi, Karen Pickles. Good to see you. Um, I'm waiting just a little bit. Okay, we got some people coming on. Doing good. That's good. Okay. Um, my whole YouTube schedule's out of whack right now. Stuff I planned for Sunday that I usually do on Sundays. Um, haven't been able to do it. Today I was mandated to work 12 hours. I worked a 12-hour shift, so might look a little tired. Um, hey Corey, how's it going? So, you know, my prayer meeting I'm supposed to have and movie reviews been moved back. I'll do the prayer meeting tomorrow and then Wednesday I'll do the movie review on Lakeview Terrace. So sorry I had to move that back, but my schedule's just crazy right now. And I didn't see that come until the last minute. You're 20 and it'll even apply to you. Okay. Um, tonight's topic I want to talk about, and this going to be a short live tonight. It's kind of late. It's going to be an introduction to the topic I'm going to be talking about, and it was in one of the polls I put up there, talking about interracial relationships, dating, marriage with middle-aged people. Okay, and the other topics I'm going to cover also. I'm going to just do it in order according to the way you guys voted, and you know, and it's a topic that applies to a lot of people out there. A lot of, and when I say middle age, I'm talking to like people from I don't know in their 40s to 60s, and that's in my age group. I'm 52. I'm married, so I'm not in the dating deal. I haven't been since '93, and last person I dated was my wife, so that was in the early '90s. So you know, it's been a while. Okay, um, and that's because I've been married, of course. But I want to talk about this because there are a lot of people in that age group, the middle-aged people that are starting to date out, dating people of other races, marrying people of other races, and that's an option. And you'll hear these gurus come on and say, when you get a certain age as a woman, you hit the wall and all this stuff, and and that ain't true. Um, and if you are hitting the wall, there's your counterpart, your male counterpart's hitting the wall with you. Um, and regardless of your age, you know, we all want to be loved, right? Whether we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s, and beyond, right? And a lot of people that are middle aged, further along in age, there's a number of them that are dating and getting married of different races. I've seen it happen. I have some friends in my age group that are interracially dating, and I know one guy that's married interracially later on in life. And sometimes, when we're young, we don't make the right decisions. And when it comes to relationships, and especially marriage, it takes two to make it work. It only takes one to destroy it. And a lot of times that's the case. So, people middle age, people, you know, later on in life might not have had that good marriage or might not have even been married. Some people, might be single parents and, at their middle age, or they might not even have kids at all. But when they get to the middle age, sometimes people get married later on in life. Okay. Um, Due to, many different reasons. Okay. But, you know, marriage is a good thing. And you know, regardless of the age, we all want to be loved, right? We all want someone there that loves us. And when we get to that middle age point, you know, a lot of things have changed from when we grew up, right? And you see, a number of middle aged people dating and getting married of different racial groups. You're starting to see it. And what I would say the reason that's happening, well, society's accepting it more. And when you get older, you get more mature. And a lot of times, maybe those prejudices you had early on or the way you thought things were, you get to know people and, you see them for who they really are. And, you know, and a lot of relationships start out at middle aged. So don't listen to that stuff that you've hit the wall and stuff. There's always somebody out there. You got to go to God for this, though. Um, but if you think about it, there's a lot of single women that are middle aged, right? Also, a lot of single men middle aged. And it's more common than you know. And, like I said, most of us want to be married. Most of us want somebody there with us, uh, to love us, to have that companionship. And when you get older, having that companionship is really important. You know, it's you kind of see things through a different lens as you get older. Of course, you've grown, you've gotten some wisdom, a little bit more about what life's about. And I think a lot of times middle-aged people, are finding it maybe a little easier to get together than maybe younger people. I well, I mean, younger people could get together real easy, but I mean, easier to get together with quality people. People, because when you're at that age, you stop taking things for granted. You start taking things in life for granted, and things become really important because the years are going by, right? And I see an older people open up their options, dating, marrying out, and you see it's increasing, and you wonder why. You'd think older people are stuck in their ways and they don't change, but they do. Um, People see things different when they get to know people. Find out that people that are different than you, different that look different than you, a lot of times have the same qualities. Want some of the same things in life you do. And I say this all the time. Me and my wife, we look different. We're different skin tones. We're different racial groups, but a lot of stuff we think alike. A lot of areas we are alike. And if you uh, couldn't tell what we look like, you would say that makes sense that they're married. They're on the same page. They're on the same wavelength. They think a lot alike, you know. And a lot of middle-aged people, they get to that point, and a lot of times they know exactly what they want. And when you're younger, you're thinking, how does that person look? Are they attractive? And you don't look past that. You're more into how they look and if they're fun to be around, and we kind of stop there a lot of times. Not all. There are some real young people that are mature enough and dig deep and make the right choices. But a lot of us when we're young, we're dumb. I'm just going to say it. I was young and dumb. I done some dumb things when I was young. And that's a lot of times part of life. But, you know, how would you date when you're middle aged? And especially interracially. And I would say it's a lot easier than you would think. And how would you go about doing it? The thing of it is, and any advice I would give is we're all people, and you look at that person as a person. Don't be intimidated because they're different from you. They might have a different culture, but get to know them. You might be surprised. They might actually, you know, have feelings for you. You know, and a lot of times we kind of get spooked by that because we think, oh, they're different. They might not accept me and they might think I'm weird and I don't know how to approach them and all this stuff. But people are people, regardless of the racial group. And, a lot of times people that are middle aged, they say, well, how do I meet someone of a different race? How do I, well, first of all, you would have to be at a place where these people are, right? When you're trying to, and this is any age group, right? When you're trying to date someone or you're trying to get to know someone, and say you have a preference for a certain group, you first thing you got to do is be where that those people are. You got to interact, and a lot of times, people middle age they belong to certain groups or they got their friendship circles. A good place is like church. Okay, you can find people at church. And church makes sense because you get people of faith, they have some morals, right? They have some structure and they kind of know where they want to go in life. That's not to say you can't find corrupt people in church, you can. So you still got to vet. Don't make it safe because you're in church. Okay? You know, you still got to vet them even if they're a longtime member, a deacon, a preacher, or anything, you still got to vet, But that's a good place for middle aged people, to meet. Where else? There's other groups, right? I know I'm a veteran. I belong to the VFW. They have certain activities and stuff, and you know, people in my age group that are veterans, we have like we have that cohesion. We belong to a group. We've all served, and there's men and women in those groups. That could be you get in a circle, and you put it together like you're networking, right? And it could be other groups or just circle of friends, friendship. And if you think about it, how do our relationships start? Usually with friends, usually at places, activities, right? A lot of people meet each other at church, young and old, right? Um, Different groups, just having friends hang out on the weekends. I know, me and my wife, we have friends that we hang out with, uh, people that we've known for a long time, we've grew up with. We have that circle of friendship, and a lot of our friends we know have built relationships just being friends growing up. That has a lot of, you know, especially middle-aged people. And I tell people if you want to have a relationship, you got to pray about it. You got to ask God to help you, but you got to go where those people are. Um, you got to kind of put in the work. You got to be part of that circle. You got to do some networking. Networking is the biggest thing. And I always preach that the networking, right? Um, Networking is a way where you get to know people and it can, you know, getting into relationships, networking, it can help you get jobs and people that know people. And same thing with dating and marriage. You get to know these people, you know. And I've had people say, well, I've had ladies tell me, well, I would like to, meet some guy that, lives in a nice neighborhood and this and that and is successful and, you know, and, I want them to love me and all this stuff. And that's great. Yeah, you should want that. But how are you going to get that? You have to go where that is, right? Same way with guys. You want to be with a certain type of lady, you got to go where they're at. I always had a preference for black women, so I had to go where they're at. And, you know, and my relationships a lot of times went with networking, friends I knew. You get to know people. You develop friendships, you network. Networking is the key. And you can network with people. That's how you do it. With friendships, with circles, events, different events that might be going on. But you got to be there. You got to put yourself out there. You got to, you know, and when you do that, you're presenting yourself. And middle-aged people, I believe, and that a lot of times they have so much in common just because of their age, just because of their experiences, just because of what they went through. They can relate. And when you get older, you're not out there playing games. You want to be serious. And you're not taking it for granted. Like, well, if it don't work out, I could go here. I got plenty of time. Well, when you get middle aged, you start thinking there ain't a lot of time, or might not be. Um, but yeah, it is easier said than done. And I can throw this advice out there, and it takes work. And it's not, it's not going to fall in your lap. But just know that there are people like you, middle-aged people that want to date, get married, both men and women. They're out there, you know. And don't believe this stuff you're hearing that you got to be, once you hit 30, you hit the wall and you got to have a certain dress size and you got to look a certain way. No. And if there's a man in your age group that wants that, um, it's probably not going to turn out well for him. And as a middle-aged man having a relationship with a young 20-year-old, uh, you got to be cautious of that, because why would someone that young want to be with you? I'm just saying. Um, either way, men and women, okay? I'm not saying that can't work, but it's kind of unusual. Usually people are relatively in the same age group. They might be 5, 6 years, maybe even 10 years, but kind of in the ballpark, and it's easier being in the same generation because you got a lot in common. Yeah, it is the media that pushes humbly complex, that pushes that idea. It's society that pushes that. Um, you know, Society's pushing this theme that the quality man is the man that's got money successfully financially, and the perfect woman is the one that's just got that perfect shape, that's just got that supermodel look, and the man that makes so much money can have any woman he wants, and that's not true. You look at millionaires' wives all the times. Not all of them are super knockout supermodels. They're everyday looking women. Um, and usually, guys my age that are dating, the wise ones, they're not looking at them young 20-year-olds because they know what time it is when it comes to that. They're looking for someone in their age group, someone they can you know they can have stuff in common. Someone that wants the same things in life that they do. Uh, yeah, ballroom dancing class. Yeah, that's a good way to meet people. I don't know if you guys are into ballroom dancing. Yeah, activities like that. You might go to a dance studio, learn how to dance. And there's a lot of middle-aged people out there that do that, and that's a way to get to know people, meet people. And you meet friends there. You might not find the man or woman when you get there, but you develop friendships, right? Then you hang out with those friends. Have a barbecue, have a gathering, a get together, and then they bring their friends, and you're there, and guess what? You might meet somebody. It's all about networking. It's all about putting yourself out there. And the wonderful thing about middle aged people is you guys are you guys. I'm a middle aged person myself. The wonderful thing we have is we have experience. We have some wisdom because we've been through it. We know some of the games people play. Um, we know what we want in life more than we did when we were younger. There's a different perspective on life. There's a different perspective on family and the stuff we want. And a lot of times with middle-aged people, and I've talked to middle-aged people that have, gotten married, and they have told me, they said, well, we wanted the same things. We found something in common, and we have a love for each other, and we just did it. We weren't beating around the bush. We weren't trying to, we weren't dating other people on the side or none of that craziness. We just knew what we wanted in life, and we did it. Um, but that's the wonderful thing about being middle aged. You got that maturity, you got that experience, you got a little bit of wisdom. Okay. And not say all middle aged people are, you know, super wise, but you have experience. And, most people through that learn some things. Okay. Um, but it's all about networking. But I've seen more middle aged uh interracial couples lately. I've seen quite a few. It's kind of amazing. And I know some people that have, married later on in life because their earlier marriages didn't work out, or they just married later on in life. And I've noticed a lot of black women get married later on in life. Um, and well, some white people do it too. I mean, I've seen that too. Um, but people get married later on in life. And we're starting to see, and it's kind of changing. There's actually across the board, people are getting married later on in life. Um, and people are having children later on in life. You see some women that are in their 40s, some in their 50s having children. That's kind of rough on a woman that late in life, but you see it. Um, and I think it's because of society and mistakes we made that later on we don't do it the right way till later on in a lot of cases. Um, but just know, don't listen to those people. You haven't hit the wall, okay? There's someone out there in your age group and someone, in the same boat that wants to be with somebody, that wants to be loved and wants to have that relationship. And but another thing, middle-aged people got to look at too is when you come together when you're middle-aged, a lot of times both sides got kids from different marriages or relationships. So, you got to put that into account too. When you're middle-aged, either man or woman's going to have kids from another relationship. And it can work. Um And a lot of times, usually when you're middle aged, your kids are growing up, and you know, it's easier to deal with that, I believe, if you have step kids when they're older than when they're younger. And I can't speak from experience because the wife I'm married to is the only wife I've ever been married to. And our kids are our kids, you know. We don't have kids from other relationships. So I can't really speak on that. But what I can tell you is it's going it could be an issue, especially, cuz I my dad my parents were teenagers when they got married, and my mom and dad divorced when I was like 2 years old or something. And my dad got remarried, and you know he was married to a second wife all the way till when she passed. And I used to give my stepmother problems just because she wasn't my mom. And I feel bad about it now, but that's how kids are. And you got to kind of deal with that. But but it is happening more and more. And sometimes middle age, one the wife or the husband passes. And some people want to get remarried because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be by themselves. So, and if you have a spouse that passes, it's okay to get remarried. And a lot of people do that because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to just be them, you know. And others who can deal with it and just live the rest of their life alone. I mean, it just depends on the individual. But you know, but you're seeing it more and more. And it's amazing because I know some people that have interracially dated later on in life, and when they're younger didn't believe in it, didn't think it was a good idea. And maybe that's just through time, through maturity, getting to know people, finding out how people really are, instead of listening to the media, listening to societal, um, you know, what society thinks about it, or listen to what other people's opinions are on it, and they're finding out for themselves. Um, but I just wanted to make this like an introduction. I'll have a part two on this, and we'll go deeper into it. Um, and if anybody wants to be part of the discussion, someone that's middle aged like myself, and maybe talk about these issues with me, maybe get a woman's perspective on this. Yeah, yeah, you're right. And I know a lot of them that would. I know one guy that dated a black woman, married a black woman in his 50s just recently, and used to give me crap when we were teenagers because I would date black girls, and he thought I was nuts for doing it. He didn't say you shouldn't. He just said, why are you doing this? What are you doing? Like I was doing something crazy. And this dude flipped around and did what I did later on in life. So it's changing. Society is changing. And it's a good thing. It's awesome that people can find love in different racial groups. I think that's absolutely awesome. And some of you probably know people like that, like I talk about. So middle age, I would tell middle aged people, open up your options also. And when it comes to black women that are middle aged, a lot of you women look younger than you are. And I've seen a lot of that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something in your skin that you don't age as quick. I mean, I've met women in their 40s or even 50s that look so much younger than they really are. It's amazing. I mean, you look at Angela Bassett, right? She's like in her 70s, and she still looks fine. You look at Tamron Hall; she's in her 50s. She looks way younger than what she is. Still beautiful. Something about black women, I don't know what it is, but a lot of you age nicely. I mean, you look like 20 years younger than what you really are. And that's a good thing. But um, but that option's open, and it's opening a lot with middle-aged people. And why is that? You would think they'd be stuck in their ways, they're older, they're not going to change. No, that ain't true. They're actually and I think it's maturity. They're growing older, and they're seeing the world how it really is. They're seeing people how they really are, instead of the stereotypes and generalizations and the media crap that's being pumped down our throats. I just think that a lot of times I think the media is out there putting stuff in our heads to keep us divided. I'm starting to believe that, because a lot of craziness out there. And when you live in the real world and you get to know people, I mean, you find out that they're people just like, I mean, I know black people that, I look in the media, and they present a different image than what I really know, with my friends in my group. And I look at it and say, wow, they're not really like that. They're just people like us. And I've heard them say that, and it's like, hmm, but it's out there. It's the media, it's social media. You get so much stuff on social media, so many opinions, so many thoughts, people going this way, that way, and you know, it's just crazy, you know. But middle-aged dating, it's a thing interracially, and it's increasing, you know, and I've seen it. They me and my wife were eating out, and there was a white man and a black woman that had to be at least 20 years older than us. They were elderly. They were senior citizens. And me and Sandy were like, "Dang, I wonder I wonder if they were married when they were young, or they did it later on in life." I mean, we don't know. I mean, they passed by us and said hi and stuff, and said a few words, and it was nice, but I mean, I didn't ask them their life story, but I just wonder. And it wouldn't be respectful for me to ask, "How long you been married? Did you do it when you were young?" I mean, it'd be kind of, you know, you just wouldn't ask someone that unless you knew that person for a while. Um, but it's happening, and that option's opening, and more middle-aged people are taking that option. People that wouldn't have taken it, way back. Hey, J10, but we're starting to see it, and it's a good thing, and it just shows things are changing. And in my opinion, I feel sooner or later it's going to change. um we're going to marry, we're going to have relationships more and more. We're going to marry each other more and more. uh Interracial marriage in families, it's growing. It ain't going to slow down, it ain't going to stop, it's just going to keep increasing. And in my opinion, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, we live together. Why wouldn't we do that, right? And a lot of these segregationists back in the day, they always were fearful of that. They were fearful of, and I've seen it in documentaries. I've seen it where they would say, "Well, we don't want our kids together." Oh, thanks, feminine one. I appreciate it. Uh, Thanks for the 4.99. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. I really do. Um, but people are coming together, and and when you look at those segregated groups, um, people that believed in segregation, they always feared that their kids playing with another group of kids of a different race. They feared that because they knew once they become friends, they look at each other as equals. They look at each other as friends. They grow up together. They have that love. They have that bond. And when they're, little boys and girls playing together, when they grow up to be men and women, they start having attraction for each other. They have relationships. They get married. Voila, you get interracial couples. It happens. And it's going to continue to happen. And even later on, middle-aged people are coming together interracially, and it's a beautiful thing. And you know, if you're middle-aged and you think, I would encourage it. Open up that option. Get to know other people. You don't have to date them or marry them, but just see what they're like. And you might find out that that person's somebody you love. And love can come later on in life. Okay? That special husband and wife might not come when you're 20. It might come when you're 30 or 40 or even 50. You know, it can happen. What's that? Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. I appreciate that. Thanks, Natasha. Uh, but anyway, guys, I thank you. Um, and just think about it. A lot of you guys that are watching are middle aged like me. I'm in my 50s. I look at life differently than I did when I was 20 or 30 or even 40. I have that life experience. Um, you know, and I look back on the mistakes I made and I'm like, wow, why did I do that? That was dumb. But that's how we learn. It's not a bad thing to make a mistake. It's a bad thing to repeat that mistake. Okay, we're all going to make mistakes. We don't want to make mistakes. We'd love to be perfect, but we're flawed human beings. Um, you know, but I would say everybody open up your options. Whether you're young, whether you're in your 20s and you're trying to get that quality person, just make sure you go beyond the looks and just having fun with that person. Get to know the total person. Okay, you need to know what they want in life. You need to know. Uh, you should know their faith. What do they believe? Do they believe in God or not? Do they want to have a family? Do they think marriage is important, or do they think it's just a piece of paper? Those are important things because I've heard people say it. I've heard men say that marriage is just a piece of paper. When I look at marriage, I look at it as a promise between me, my wife, and God. I take marriage seriously. It's an important thing. It's a blessing from God. Two people coming together that love each other. I mean, that's such a blessing. And a lot of people won't experience that blessing of marriage. A lot of people won't because why? Because of morals, because they don't take it serious, because of lust. Um, there's so many people caught up in lust that they don't get married. A lot of men are running around living in lust. Can't think, you know, can't help but to think of the next woman they're going to get with. What they're going to be like. How many are out there doing that? I saw some videos. Uh, I've seen videos where I've heard women say that all men cheat. And, you know, this woman on YouTube said that. And it was like she believed it. Yeah, all men do it. They do it. They cheat. That's just how they are. And I'm like, wow. No, they don't all cheat. A lot of them do, yeah, because they're caught up in lust. They're not following, and some of them are married. A lot of them are married and cheat because they're not taking their marriage serious. They're not taking what God says seriously. When the Bible says keep your eyes on your wife, Don't have wandering eyes. You know, your wants, your desires belong to your wife. Your affection belongs to your wife. Did you know that? When you're married, all of them emotions belong to your wife, not no other women. That having emotional thoughts with another woman, it that's not right. I mean, you can have love and respect for a woman, sure, but I'm just saying, having affection, wanting to be with that person, that belongs to your wife. And same thing, you know, women to your husbands. The wants and desires and the affection, all those emotions belong within the marriage. And a lot of people step out of their marriage because they start having feelings for other people. And you're not supposed to. You're supposed to forsake all. That's what the Bible says. When we get married, we forsake all. That means if you're a man, you forsake all women. Your wife is everything. Same thing if, you're a woman, your husband's supposed to be everything. That's how a marriage is. Do we do it that way? Some people do. There's some people that take marriage serious, and there's some that don't. I mean, it is what it is, but but that's where vetting comes in. You got to know where that person stands. How do they feel about marriage? Do they think that you should get married later on in life, or you shouldn't at all, or it don't mean nothing? Those that say it's just a piece of paper, you know, it's well, it is a piece of paper. I mean, your marriage license, your marriage certificate, it's a piece of paper, but there's more meaning to that than a piece of paper. The piece of paper, it's like a legal agreement. And a lot of people are afraid of that because if the marriage goes wrong, they don't want to be paying for the kids or, alimony or any of that other stuff. But, a lot of times men will marry women and the women will give up their career and everything to be with the man. And then when they get middle aged, sometimes this happens, even being married 30 or 40 years, he'll leave her for a younger woman or something crazy like that. I don't understand why people do that, but people do. But if you got that legal binding, you're not just kicked to the curb. Um, you know. But when you're in a marriage and you really love that person, you're not thinking about that stuff. Um, you know. And usually when you're, married young, you usually both put into that. Like me and my wife, we both put into our what we have, to our house, to the land we have, and we've built that together. So if something went wrong and she got half, she deserves it anyway. Um, but that ain't going to happen. But marriage is important. You know, it means something. And if it don't mean that, if it's just a piece of paper, well, you shouldn't get married. But then again, you shouldn't lead nobody. You know, uh, you shouldn't lead nobody around thinking that you're into it more than you are. Uh, what's that? I saw emojis. John Travolta. Okay. Um, but yeah, but I don't know. I always keep going into marriage and stuff and commitment and morals and I do that a lot, guys. And I'm sorry I get off subject a little bit on this, but it bothers me because I see so many marriages go astray because people ain't doing what they should do. Men and women. And when I see videos where a woman saying that all men cheat, and I saw a video of this guy. He was talking about, I guess, um, this guy caught, I guess, his girlfriend that he was living with, I guess, talking to a guy on the phone, and I guess she was cheating, and I don't know. But anyway, it was kind of weird, and I it kind of made sense where he was going with it because he lived in her house, and I guess he paid some bills, but she was messing with some other guy, and then he caught her, and she just kicked him out of the house, saying that. But I don't know. You shouldn't, as a man, in my opinion, you know, you should, have the house, and you know, you bring a wife into your home. That's the how I think it should be. I mean, it's not always like that. Um, because I think women respect you more when you build stuff, when you provide these things, rather than her having it and you move into it. I don't know. Uh, I know I'm getting off subject with this stuff, but anyway. But speaking about middle-aged people, open up your options, okay? And you are. I see a lot of people doing it, and I think it's because they're mature. I think it's because they have wisdom. They see people for who they really are, and they're finding out that, you know what, this black lady is nice to be around. She's awesome. You know that what have I been missing out on? Or the one might say, this white guy's okay. I thought they were all crazy. I thought they ran around eating mayonnaise and fetishizing us all day. He really has love for me. Wow. You know, you find out stuff like that. You find out that, hey, this person's all right. It's nice being around this person. And I can say, black women are awesome. I've been around some awesome women, black women, and they have awesome qualities. And I share that and I talk about it. And they do. I open up my options really early. LOL mayonnaise. Yeah, that stereotype that we like mayonnaise. Yeah. I laugh when I see that. I was watching I was watching that movie Undercover Brother, and he I guess he was acting like I don't like trying to be white, and he had like a big old cup of mayonnaise and stuff eating a sandwich. I don't know. It's just funny. I don't know where that came from, that people think us white people love mayonnaise. I don't know. I don't like it myself. I don't eat mayonnaise. Unseasoned chicken. Yeah, we like bland food, right? White man's food is bland, no taste to it, and we love mayonnaise. Hot sauce in the watch. Yeah. That's that's another that's one stereotype I didn't know really existed. You remember when uh Hillary and Trump were running against each other, and I think Hillary was on the Breakfast Club, and she was saying she carried a hot sauce in her purse, and I didn't catch that. I didn't know that was a stereotype. And I asked my wife, but I was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Wow." I mean, I eat hot sauce with food. I thought everybody did that. I didn't know it was like a black thing. I didn't know black women carried it in their purse. I don't know. It's just funny, these stereotypes people come up with. Yeah, the hot sauce in the watch though. Yeah, when he squirted it, I guess to, you know, hide the taste of the bland food. But it's funny. It like the stereotypes, you know. Beyonce sang about it. What about us eating mayonnaise? But anyway, get to know people. You'll find out stuff that, you know, when you get to know someone, you'll find out not all those stereotypes are true. Or hot pepper seeds. Okay. Yeah, you find out those stereotypes really ain't true, and some are true. I mean, I you know, I don't know, some of the stuff I do, uh, you might say, "Well, that's not really what white people," but then when you see me and I like, hockey and NASCAR, you might say, "Well, that's pretty much a white man's thing." I mean, black people like those things too, but I'm just saying, the stereotype, uh, but it's funny. I just laugh at it. I'm just like, "Okay, whatever." It's- ha Have me a nice, bowl of mayonnaise after the show. Uh, uh, Maybe me and my wife can, put our stereotypes together and have a bowl of mayonnaise and hot sauce. I don't know. But I laugh at the stereotypes. I think it's just silly. It just I don't know where people come up with this stuff. It just I don't know. It just we think crazy things about people, and but you know it's funny with those stereotypes, but there are stereotypes that aren't so funny. When they talk about I have a pet peeve with fetishization when I don't know why it just drives me crazy when they say white men are just going to fetishize you. And I'm like, well, all men do that. What are you talking about? But that or white men are more abusive than black men if you interracially date them. I've heard that one. And abusive man is his character, what's in his heart. I mean, that's not a racial thing. I mean, but there are some stereotypes that are hurtful. When they say that black women are loud and act masculine, that's so untrue. You know, a lot of stereotypes are designed to make people look bad, and are freakier and yeah. You know what? I that stereotype, and I don't know why people would say that. I mean, and that's a hurtful stereotype. J10 saying that black women are more freakier in bed and stuff. So what are you saying? I mean, and I don't know, but that's designed to make you look bad. That's designed to say that I don't know. Well, some men might look at that and say, "Oh, they are great. Oh, I'm all in." I mean, but there's all kinds of stereotypes, right? And I've heard that one too, and I just but it sexualizes a group of women, and it's not right. What women do in bed are when you go there, that depends on the people what they're into. But people shouldn't be thinking about that till they're married anyway. Uh, how are they more abusive, Corey? I don't know. I just heard some people say it. I don't know how we can be more abusive. It was like one of those swirling gone wrong videos where the guy was saying, when black men can do bad things, but when a white man does it, I mean, it's so much worse. There's so much of more abusive. They're going to go in on you harder and all this stuff. And I don't know how we're more abusive. I mean, that depends on the man. I mean, uh, you know, but yeah, there's all kinds of stereotypes. And yeah, sorry to say, ladies, there are men out there that you know give black women a sexual stereotype. Um, and I just think it's disrespectful to do that to any woman, just say what they're like and stuff like that, or one's freakier than the other, and one will do this. And I've heard that go both ways. I've heard, uh, Some black men say that white women are more freakier and will do more stuff than black women. I don't know. I mean, people got their stereotypes. Uh, Karen agreed. Okay. Um, it's the manosphere thing. Yeah, it probably is. Um, but you know what? There are men of all races that have beat their wives, that have murdered their wives, or ard their wives. I get or am their wives. Ard. Well, yeah, ard too. I'm starting to. I think I need to put some words in check with this YouTube. Right? Certain things I can't say. Uh, yeah, stereotypes are a bad thing. It's the stereotypes are designed to make a group of people look bad or seem less than another group. That's what they're designed for. Uh, they're not designed to make you look better, right? I mean, some stereotypes could be good, I guess. There's stereotypes that say black women are loud. That's not good. But there's some that say, well, this ain't a stereotype though. When they say black women are more educated, that's the truth. But I don't really think there's any real stereotypes that make you look good. I don't know. Some are worse than others. But I would just say, hey, Carolyn, good to see you. Um, I would just say, guys, don't let those stereotypes get to you. Um, they're out there. You know who you are. You know what's in your heart. And if a man says to you that he thinks black women are certain things like more freaky or any of that stuff, you probably want to check that guy because if that's in his mind, he might be with you because he thinks that. And that's when the vetting comes in and say, "Oh, you think we're freakier, and why do you say that?" I don't know. That would be a red flag to me if some guy said. I mean, I don't know. If you're a young lady and some man says it about your group that you're like that, uh, I would that would be bothersome. People just like to pass judgment on everything. Yeah, and in society we do it. We judge everything, right? Um, People are judge each other. They judge you on how you dress, how you look, uh, how you sound when you talk, where you're from. I mean, there's so much judgment, so many stereotypes. It's crazy, And believe it or not, with us as white people, got stereotypes against each other that live in different parts of the country. We do. We have stereotypes that, yeah, but don't let those stereotypes get to you. Open up your options, get to know those, that man, that woman, and get one that respects you, that loves you. Okay, and there should never, you know, men shouldn't come out talking to you about sexual situations and what you shouldn't even be in that area. You know, the only thing you should be talking about is how beautiful you are and how lovely and nice you are, and nice things. You shouldn't even be into the sexual thing till you're married. That's biblical. Some people are going to tell me again, "Oh, you're crazy. You're living in the dark ages. We're not like that anymore." But we should be. We'd be more respectful, right? And you know, I just think people. I think it should be in marriage. I know it's tough to wait till you're married, but the thing of it is if we did that, I think us as men would respect women more. We would value women more, and sexual activity would go on in marriage where it's supposed to, where we're not transmitting diseases, where we're not so screwed up in the head because we're having relations with multiple people. It's not right to do that. All we're doing is spreading grief and lust and STDs and all kinds of mess. Look at where we're in society. But people think that's the way it's supposed to be, you know. But it's all just toxic lies and garbage. You can love someone without touching them sexually. Yes, you can. And if you really love them, you can wait till you're married. You can. I know people that have done it. It is possible, and if I don't know, I'm getting into religion right now. No, but seriously, it's true. You need and if a man can't wait, he don't value that woman. Yeah, and it's good to save yourself till marriage. That's what it's for. A man and woman coming together in marriage, and it means more when you're doing that with someone you love, rather than just random people you date. That's not how it's meant to be. But that's where our society's gone off to. We live in a pump and dump society. We really do. Men are out there just pumping and dumping, living in that lust, and not even knowing the real blessings that they have lined up ahead of them that God has for them. Women too. Women are running around living in lust too. Um, and it's sad because if you really experience true love the way God intended it, there's nothing more awesome and beautiful and uplifting, you know. Yeah, that's great, J10. Good for you. God bless you. You know, because ladies, your body is sacred. Your body comes from God. And you should not share your body with anybody but your husband. That's biblical. And us as men should not expect that of women that we're not married to. Point blank. I mean, you know, it should be within marriage. And you do it, it's meaningful. It means something, but that's where we are in society. But I don't want to get too much off topic, but you know, those of you that are middle aged, open up your options. Okay. It's never too late to fall in love. It's never too late to find a good wife or a good husband. Okay. It's never too late for that. Nowhere in the Bible it says that you reach a certain age, you hit the wall. Okay. It's a tactic to tell you ladies that you just got to open up your yourself, your body, and everything, and just submit to the next guy. No, 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 no. You're valuable, ladies. You're a treasure, and you know, and and you should save yourself for your husband. That's the way it should be. That's how God intended it. That's what God tells us to do, and us as men should respect that and love a woman that wants to do that. And I would say too, going off into the subject, even if the young lady you're with, you're in love with her, even if she has kids, and even if she had kids out of wedlock, you should respect her and not want to touch her till you're married to her. That's that's biblical. And if you don't have that much love for the woman, you shouldn't be with her because you're wasting your time and you're probably going to give her years of headache, and it's not right. Uh, you know, but I'm speaking, from what the Bible says, and a lot of people disagree with me on this. You know, a lot of men believe that women don't really love them unless they're having sexual relationships, but that ain't true. You know, but when you got so much lust in you, that's all you want. You miss out on the true blessings. Um, but anyway, I don't want to get caught up in that. I talk all night about that stuff. Okay, and yes, it's hard to, it is hard to save yourself to marriage. There's that desire. Us as men and women, we have that desire, and nothing wrong with it. There's a time and place for it. Within marriage, it's meaningful. It means something. It's special. But if you're doing it with everybody you date or just random people, it don't mean nothing. You've cheapened a blessing God given us that's meant for marriage. But I'm on just I'm going to quit on that subject for now. Guys, I just want to come to you live, and I just want to apologize to you guys. I was supposed to have a prayer meeting today and a movie review, and I got mandated at work, so I had to push that back. But I want to come live to you and talk to you guys, and I wanted to start going into dating interracially at middle age. Um, 42, yeah. Ice bucket challenge is needed at all times. Yeah. But, I just wanted to go into this because you know what? You can find love at any age, you know. So don't ever lose hope. Know there's a man that's in the same situation as you ladies. They're all out there. I know men that are out there that aren't married that would like to have a wife that are looking. I mean, they're out there, you know. So it goes both ways. And just think of this: if you hit the wall at 30, well, how many men are hitting the wall with you? I'm just saying. And I don't like when people say hit the wall. What's that mean? That you hit a certain age, nobody will ever want you? I mean, really? That just sounds like manipulation to me. That sounds like a way of men dominating women, having control over women, making them think they don't have another option, making them think that you know they're not beautiful like they used to. Nobody wants them, and well, us as guys, we get old and we don't look like we used to back in the day either. I mean, come on. And oh, thanks, Oceans. I appreciate that. Just want to say your channel is about love and meaningful relationships. I have found it yet, but I have hope. Oh, thanks. That's sweet. Uh, yeah, thanks for the 4.99. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, thank you. And I want it to be about love and meaningful relationships because you know what? Um, that's what it's about. Finding true love, a real relationship. A relationship where we put each other first. Um, a relationship that we can come together and we can love each other. And I always say that when you're in a marriage, you should put the other person above everybody. And that's the only way to make it work. Because, you know, in my family, the most important person in my family is my wife. I mean, I love my mom and dad and brother, and I love my cousins and all this stuff, and you know, and I really love my kids a lot. I do anything for them. But the most important person is my wife. Period. In the story. You know, and that's what a marriage is. You know, but a lot of times we don't do that. We'll put family members above our spouse. You know, and a lot of times that's why our marriages fell because we don't lift up the woman like we're supposed to. You know, um, but there's never too late to find love. And the thing of it is you got to have a start point. You got to have a foundation. I always tell people pray to God, ask God for help because you're going to need help. Okay. Then you got to get to know people. You got to let them get to know you because there might be a man or a woman out there that loves you that just hadn't met you yet. And what I mean is, if they never see you, they never get to know you, then it can never happen. It's about getting to know people. It's about relationships. And relationships start out as friendships. And I said this in one of my videos, when we come together in dating and marriage, a lot of that starts with friendships. How do you treat your friends? Do you have love for your friends? Do you try to uplift your friends? Do you try to do nice things for your friends? Do you love your friends? And I'm just talking, your buddies and kids you grew up with. Back then, did you care about them? A lot of times through friendships, we learn how to have relationships when it comes to dating and marriage, you know? Because a lot of times how we treated our friends, we'll treat our wives. We'll treat, you know, it starts from there. Um, and a lot is how we're taught too and how we're raised. I know when I was growing up, my father always told me, you don't put hands on women. You don't hit girls. You remember that guys growing up? They'd say, don't hit girls. I mean, in my time, we were taught that. In fact, I got in trouble because when I was little, like 3 years old, I was in the sandbox. Some little girl pulled my hair and I pushed her. My dad had a fit. And he dug into me something. And I thought, well, she did it to me. But you know what? I ended up in a relationship before I met my wife where this woman would hit me, where this woman would just get upset over little things. Just, I don't know. She had a problem with, she would hit me or slap me or crazy. But you know what? I got angry. I got hurt, but I never laid my hands on her. Never. Not in retaliation, not in anger. Nope. I did punch through some sheetrock. I did cut my hand on glass. I broke things, but I never touched her. And you know what? If my father wouldn't have taught me that, I might have hurt that woman. I might have even killed her if I went in a big enough rage, right? So a lot of things, how we handle relationship is how we're taught. And, you know, the fortunate thing for me is she couldn't overpower me. She couldn't force me to stay. I could leave at any time. Um, the other way around, when the man's like that, a lot of women are trapped and it's a lot worse. Um, but little things you're taught early on in life transmit in your relationships. Now, me and this woman weren't meant for each other, and I don't have no ill will towards her to this day. I feel sorry for her. Um, you know, I forgive, forget, and pray for her. I mean, I hope she got help. And some people have urges to hit people. It is what it is. Um, but we learn relationships as we're growing up with our friends. Starts in the playground, ends up in dating and marriage later on in life, and how we see things also. I had a good father that taught me, right and wrong. And it helped me with my marriage today, how I treat my wife, how I look at my wife. Um, you know, and I have the utmost love and respect for my wife. But how did I get there? By how I was taught. Did I do everything right? No. But a lot of things I did right because I was taught to do right. Um, and that you know transpired into my relationship. And it's important. And I always say that how we treat our wife and who we're married to, it affects our kids. And a lot of times kids will repeat the same things we do. A lot of times children, well, how do they learn? They watch what we do as parents, right? And if don't have respect for my wife and I'm beating on her, my son can grow up to be like that, right? Because they think that's the way it is. But yeah, I'm getting into all kinds of stuff now. But our relationships are important, and it starts when we're children. We learn how to be in relationships, and in our families, we really need to have a mother and father. And a lot of people don't have it because, well, it's not their fault. Um, you know, a lot of people are in single parent families due to divorce or due to the man not wanting to commit to marriage or something. And they're not less of people. Um, but relationships are important. And God's intent is for us as men and women to be together, to uplift each other. We have our roles. Us as men, we're providers, we're protectors. Women, they're the prize. They're the beautiful ones. They look beautiful and they support us. They're nurturing, they give us love, and it energizes us. And when we get that, then we work harder. And it's like we're just complementing each other. And that's, the perfect marriage. We'll never have a perfect marriage because we're not perfect people, but we can have a good marriage. We really can. Me and my wife have a good marriage. We're not perfect people, but we love each other. And we try to improve each other. We try to lift up each other. And that's all you can really ask for in a relationship. You got that, you got a blessing. Um, but you know, anyway, but you know, no matter your age, you can find love. But the thing of it is you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta get to know people, and you gotta network. Okay, because they don't know what kind of wonderful lady you are or wonderful guy you are until they get to know you, till they see you, till they you know get to know what kind of person you are, what you want in life, your goals, your morals. That's where networking comes in. Churches, okay? I think Corey said ballroom dancing. Heck, go to uh a dance studio, learn to dance or something. Church activities, do that. Uh other activities. military men with PSD are okay as long as they are non-threatening. Yeah. Um, with PTSD, not all men that have that get violent. Some of them are just, in fear or just reliving a traumatic experience. Not all of them are violent and what, um, you know, and if you have that, you need to get help for it, treatment for it. Um, you can have post traumatic stress being in a bad accident, something that just traumatic in your life that has an impact. A lot of military guys have it because they've seen death. They've have that fear of people trying to kill them, or seeing people get killed or injured, and they might have experienced some of that themselves. So yeah, it's a real tough issue. Um, but anyway, I'm going to put the link up there before I close, guys. If you want to come on, you can. Um, Tomorrow night, I'm going to have a prayer meeting, and I'm just going to read some scriptures, and I'll probably give you a little testimony. Um, you guys want to join me in that? I don't know what time it is yet that I'm going to do that. It'll be much earlier than tonight. I can guarantee that. Um, but I wanted to do it Sunday, but Sunday just ended up being late for me. And I know it's late now, and I got to go to work in the morning. I keep doing this. But I do it because I love you guys. I do it because I want to, you know, talk to you guys and stuff. And, you know, where did I put that link? I'm going to put it up here for a few more minutes if you guys want to come on. Uh, it's right there. I'm going to highlight it too. Um, but my scheduling is a little off. Usually Sundays I have the prayer meeting. I want to do it every Sunday. This time I just couldn't. Um, I'm going to do it tomorrow night. I don't know what time yet. It won't be as late as this live. I mean, it's already almost 11:30 in my time zone. And I know you guys on the East Coast, it's what, 1:30 in the morning? Yeah. So it's pretty late live. And I thank you guys for coming on listening. Um, I love talking to you guys. And if you're middle aged, just open up your options. A lot of you guys have. And you know, the one thing you guys have, or I'll say us guys, middle age, okay? Um, one thing we have as middle aged people is we have some wisdom. We got experience under our belt. We've know a lot of games people play, and we know more of what we want out of life. And the person on the other side too, they're in the same boat. And I think a lot of times with the middle-aged people, they have that advantage, okay? Because there's wisdom there. They know what they want in life. Other than two young 20-year-olds, they might not have a clue what they want. All they know is they're attracted to each other, and they have fun with each other, and bam, they're all in. A lot of times we do that, okay? But when we're middle aged, a lot of times we're past that. We're like, okay, we're more down to business. Okay. We want someone that we have something in common with, someone that we love having their company, uh, someone we love doing things with, you know? And a lot of that stuff we took for granted in our younger years, we don't anymore. And I'm like that. A lot of stuff I took for granted, I don't. I've been married almost 30 years, and there's, you know, I appreciate my marriage now more than ever because I know as time goes by, I'm getting older. You know, me and my wife, we're in our 50s. 10 more years, we'll be in our 60s, then 70s, 80s. And then, there'll come a time when no longer walk the earth. So our moment in time is valuable. Uh, oh, thank you so much. All my life, I had to divest. I like this show. It's very positive. Thank you for you. Well, thank you. I want to be positive because you know what? There's too much negativity. And when I see black women and I just see so much positivity. Um, and I talk about black women a lot. Well, my wife's black and I've been married for over 27 years and I've dated black women before my wife and I've had good experience. And I've seen the blessings that black women, coming from black women. I've seen awesome character. I've seen big hearts. I've seen resiliency like no other. And I like to talk about that. You know, you do not want me live. What? Oh. Oh, okay. You guys are talking. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, guys, um, I'm kind of getting off subject reading some of these comments. But anyway, but just think about it, guys. Middle-aged people, we have some wisdom. We have experience. And that is an advantage we have. We know what we want in life a lot of times. Okay? Oh, thanks, Josh. You have a great week too, Josh. I'm sorry. What are you sorry about? Uh Wanted me to come on? Okay. Well, anybody can come on if you want. The link's there. It's up to you. I don't. Sorry, I'm kind of reading in. Yeah, you don't have to come on though. I mean, it's just there. It's up to you. Um, I just like to give you guys that option if you want to come on and say a few things. Um, I don't get my feelings hurt if you don't. I mean, I do like talking to you guys though, but that's up to you. I just put that out there because sometimes people tell me, "Hey, I saw your show and I wanted to come on, but you didn't put up the link." So so now I try every show to put up the link, and I'll let you come up. If I don't recognize you, I might not bring you up. Just protecting my channel because you don't know what some trolls might come up and try to throw on my channel. So, but do you not want me? Oh, okay. Oh, you're on Cohen's channel tonight. Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, that link's for you guys if you want to come on. Um, but anyway, before I close tonight, I just want to say, guys, I thank you for coming on. I thank you for joining me on this late night live, and I'm gonna get to those other shows that I planned. It's kind of pushed back because of what's going on at work, and especially the holidays. This time of year, I'm so busy. It's crazy. Oh, the first time you met me live. Oh, okay. Yeah. But you know, but I'm still going to do those shows. I'm still going to have the movie review, and I'll do the movie review Wednesday, and then tomorrow I'll do the prayer meeting, and also I'll open that up to you guys if you want to come on and say a prayer, give a little testimony if you want, or if you just want to talk. It's open for that, and that's just a time for us to come together. Give some praise to the Lord, and just come together, and you know and when we're talking about God, He loves it when we come together in His name, and it's a beautiful thing. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Monita. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. Sorry, guys. I am tired, but I just have to come on and talk to you guys. And I felt bad that I didn't have that plan workout like I wanted it to. But you know, oh yeah, you shared a post. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, that was nice. Um, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming on, joining me this late at night, and I love you guys. And ladies and gentlemen, just open up your options. Get to know that guy. Get to know that woman. You know, and oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's sweet. I just appreciate you guys. You guys, you mean a lot to me, and you are important, and you make my day tonight. I might not sleep a lot, but I'll sleep good, knowing that we came together, had a decent show, and I love talking to you guys, and your kind comments. It's uplifting. It's really nice, and I love you guys, and I thank you for all you've done, all the prayers you give and me, the nice comments. I appreciate the feedback and advice you guys give me, through email and stuff. That's helped me a lot. You know, and I just like sharing my family. I like sharing my life story. And I love, talking about black women, lifting up black women, because you guys, you might not know it, but black women have had a huge impact in my life, starting when I was a little boy, and I'm serious. And growing up, and black women have been my preference because you guys are so beautiful inside and out. And being around you is like a spiritual experience, really is. And you know, I I just appreciate black women. I have friends that are black women, and you guys are awesome. And I don't see everybody saying how wonderful you guys are. And I think you deserve more praise than you get. So, and you guys are leading the way in so many areas. It's just so awesome. But I just want you guys to know that. And that's how I feel. And I see the truth, and I speak the truth. Um and it's all true. But anyway, um I love you guys. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll have a prayer meeting. So I don't know what time yet. Sorry, I can't give you a time. But I'll probably just shoot you an email an hour or 30 minutes prior to me going live. Oh, before I forget, and I forgot last show, the questions. Okay. I put out 2 questions for the jersey giveaway. Okay. And this jersey giveaway, if you win, I will send you a jersey of your choice, uh, of a professional team. It can be hockey, basketball, baseball, football, any professional sport. Okay. I say major league sports because I that way I can find them. But I have 5 questions I'm going to give you, and you guys answer it. Whoever gets the most wins. Okay. And if I can only have one winner, so if there's 4 people that get all the right answers, we got to have a runoff somehow. Okay. But the question for last week that wasn't on the show, okay, I'm going to give you the question tonight. And well, I've only said it once, so not a lot of people will get this one. I talked in one of my videos, and it was about interracial dating. And I told you guys that the first girlfriend I had was a black girlfriend. And I told you, I talked a little bit about it. I gave you a little story time. And her name, I said her name. I only said her first name. And so that's the third question. What was the name of my first girlfriend? Okay. And it was in one of my videos. I only talked about it once. But it is a common name for a black girl, or a black woman. It's not as common as Keisha, but it is a common name. Uh, but I did talk about it, and it was my first girlfriend when I was like 16 years old. So that's the third question. And then since I forgot that show, I'm going to give you another question. Okay? And this has to do with hockey. What is the name of the newest expansion team in the NHL? This year is their first season. Okay, it's a new expansion team to hockey. Don't say it in the chat. Just that'll be the fourth question. Okay. So the third question was, what was the name of my first girlfriend? And then the fourth is, what is the name of the new expansion NHL team? Okay. So next show, I'll give you the final question, and then you guys send me the questions in the email. And if you win, uh, I will give you a jersey of your choice, and that's just my way of saying, showing my appreciation for you guys, and and we'll have more jersey giveaway as we go. I've given away some hockey jerseys, and and I'll continue to every now and then, just to show my appreciation to you guys. Um, but those are my questions, and there's no strings attached. You don't have to be a subscriber, and you don't have to, you can just be passing through and answer the questions right. But if you win, I'll give you a jersey of your choice. I'll have it sent, to an address you give me, and we'll do it through email. Don't do it through the chat, okay? Because I don't want nobody seeing no information. That's not good. So do through the email, okay? Uh, but anyway, I'm going to have to shut down, guys. It's almost midnight here, and I got to get up at 6 in the morning. So um, I love you guys, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you more than you know, and you guys make my day. You really do. Note AM, yeah, I got to get up at 6 a.m. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably get about 6 hours of sleep, maybe 5, but that's fine. Um, is it Shamey from Martin? No, it wasn't Shamey. No, no, it wasn't her. No. Oh man, Yeah, that Shamey. That's funny. Uh, I always thought. Speaking of Martin, I watched it back in the day, and I always thought that Pam was more attractive than Gina. I'm just saying. I don't know. Uh, Even though he always gave her a hard time, but I always thought she was more attractive than Gina. Oh, Shanae. Sorry, I said it wrong. Yeah, Shanae. Shame me. Shanae, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's funny. No, that wasn't the name. Um, was that her name, Shanae, or is that from what was that other show? In Living Color. What was that Jamie Foxx act like that woman? What was her name? Was it Shanae? No, but that wasn't her name. I never had a girlfriend named Shanae. No. Uh, yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to close this down so I get a little bit of rest though. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. And oh, Wanda, yeah, her name was Wanda. Yeah, that's right. And no, that wasn't the name of my girlfriend either. Wanda Shanae. uh, but anyway though, it was a somewhat common name for a black woman, but it's not as common as Keisha. Keisha's like the most common. I don't know how many black women are named Keisha. I mean, a lot, right? uh but anyway, guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you for spending time with me on the live tonight. And you know middle-aged people, get out there, open up your options. You can find that blessing. And it's never too late to fall in love, get married. Okay. um you know but pray about it, vet, and network. Okay. Pray, network, and vet. Do it like that. And that's where you're going to find most of the relationships within friendship circles, events. uh Church is a good place. Corey said ballroom dancing. Go do some ballroom dancing, and or what, you know, uh, places you have activities where you have fun, where you have friends, and you meet other people's friends and you network. Okay, and then you put yourself out there, show them the wonderful lady you are, the wonderful guy, and good things can happen. But you got to pray about it, and you got to work at it, and you got to vent. Okay. Yeah. Or you can go to a bar, ballroom dancing and karaoke combination. Do they have something like that? That would be fun and crazy. Oh, you're an incredible dancer. Oh, awesome. Yeah, my dancing's so incredible. I People fall to the ground and start laughing when I do it. But anyway, but guys, hey, thank you for coming on. Thank you. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's prayer meeting, and I'm going to share with you guys. I got a testimony that um, that happened to me, and it was a blessing. And I talk about it. I get emotional a little bit. I kind of get teary eyed because it was an experience that I had, and it was a blessing. It was like God looking out for me that at a awesome time, and it happened, and I'll never forget it till the day I die. It was awesome. Um, and it was comforting. Just but I'll talk about it on my prayer meeting tomorrow. I'll share that with you guys, and we'll read a little scripture and we'll talk about it. And I'll put the link if you want to come on, and if not, that's fine also. Cliff diving. Hey, you like cliff diving? Maybe that's a way to meet each other. Hey, at the cliff diving spot. Uh, just make sure you don't that the water's not shallow. You ever seen those guys that do those huge cliffs? Oh man. Uh, but anyway, zip lining's fun. Yes. Oh yeah. I love doing that too. I love to zip line. Oh yeah, that's awesome. You know, especially like you go up in the mountains and do it. It's pretty cool. Uh, I love uh zip lining. I love skiing too. If you guys ever go skiing, that's fun. Uh, Rick's Cafe in Jamaica. I'll have to visit that. I'd like to take a trip to Jamaica. I've never been there. Think it'd be fun, and it's not far away. I mean, uh, yeah. But anyway, guys. Hey, God bless you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I do need to get to bed. Uh, my wife thinks I'm crazy because I'm talking to the computer again, but but no, she knows I'm talking with you guys, and you know, she's happy I'm having fun on YouTube, so it's all good. And here's here's sooner or later. Yeah, have a good night, Corey. Good night, you guys. Hey, you guys have a good night. God bless you. Hey, NW, good to see you. Um, but anyway, have a good night, Corey. Humbly Complex. NW, Carolyn. Have a good night. Uh, Deanna, have a good night. Good to see you. Let's see who else. Nicola Taylor, good to see you. Um, Josh, always good to see you, brother. J10, good to see you. Uh, like your input. Thank you very much. Um, Juanita, good to see you tonight. Thanks for coming on. Let's see who else. What was Oh, all my life I had to invest. Good to see you. Um, Natasha, always good to see you. Um, have a good night. Corey, brother, have a good night. Good to see you tonight. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I get all you guys on the chat. And if I miss you, I apologize. Okay. Oceans 1313. Thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for the 4.99. Appreciate it. Uh yeah, I think I got everybody. Um Quester. I hope I said that right. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show. Um and Carolyn R, good to see you. Uh Karen Pickles. Oh, what's that? You yeah. Um but anyway, guys, thank you for coming on tonight. You guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll announce the times as soon as I can. Um, but anyway, we'll have a good prayer meeting. And then Wednesday we'll do the movie review on Lakeview Terrace. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a really good movie. You'll enjoy it. Um, you know, they really play their parts good. I mean, you have Kerry Washington in it. You know, she's awesome. She's beautiful. She's, a talented actress. Um, and then Samuel Jackson plays a good part. He plays a jealous black guy, crazy, and he really played the part good. It's a good movie. It was really interesting, and it had you going. Um, and found out that it was based on a true story. The movie added a little bit extra to it, I guess, to make it more sensationalized, but it was actually based on a true story. Um, but anyway, guys, have a good night. God bless you and your families, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night and God bless.